Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to show you how to turn your voicemail system into a lead qualifying AI voice agent in just 15 minutes. Now, I built this system for a client, and in the first month, it converted otherwise missed calls into dozens of qualified leads. So to make it even easier for you, I've included all templates and resources in the description below. But first, before we get into the build, let me show you a live demonstration. All right, so let's give this agent a call and we'll test it out.
Hello, thank you for calling Atkins Realty. This is Emily. May I ask who I'm speaking to?
G'day, Emily, you're speaking to Alex.
Good day, Alex. How may I assist you today?
Look, I'm just looking to inquire about selling my property.
Of course, Alex. I'd be happy to assist you with your inquiry about selling your property. Could you please provide a few details about the property, such as the location, size, and any features you'd like to mention?
Yeah, so it's at 13 Sunflower Drive, and it's a two-story home, four-bedroom, and there's a pool in the back.
Thank you, Alex. Just to confirm, the property is located at 13 Sunflower Drive. It's a two-story home with 4 bedrooms, and it includes a pool in the backyard. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Great. To proceed, I'll need your contact information so we can follow up with you. Could you please provide your phone number?
Yeah, not a problem. That's 0411 121 115.
Thank you, Alex. Just to confirm, your phone number is 0411121115. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Perfect. How would you prefer we follow up with you, Alex? Would you like an SMS text message or a phone call?
An SMS is fine.
Thank you, Alex. We will follow up with you via SMS. Is there anything else I can assist you with today?
No, that's all. Thank you. As you can see, every lead gets automatically stored into our Airtable right here. And before we get into the build, I'd just like to cover what platforms we'll be using. So we'll only be using 3 for this, and that's Vappy for the voice agent, Airtable for the database, and Make for the automations. All right, guys, so we're going to start with Vappy. So as soon as you make an account, you'll be brought to the dashboard. We want to click Assistants on the top left and then Create Assistant. So from here, we'll be able to choose one of the 4 templates. What we're going to do is pick Blank Template and then Create Assistant. That's going to generate us an assistant where we can modify from here. So for the client we worked with, this was actually for real estate. So this example will be a real estate. And what we want to do is in the system prompts, we're going to put this prompt. Now this prompt will be in the description below. And once again, if you want it to be specific for your use case in your business, you can put this into something like ChatGPT and say, can you please change this for my industry? And it will take you about 60% of the way there. But what we'll do is we'll come into the system prompt. Now, what a prompt is, it's essentially the mind that the AI will have when it comes to performing a role. From here, we'll have on the right, we've got provider and model. Now, for the provider and model, now a model is essentially like a brain for the AI. And as you can see, there's heaps of different providers. And there's also quite a few models for each of the providers. But what we're going to use 4.0 cluster as it's cheap and performs really well. So next we've got knowledge base. Now, we're not going to use a knowledge base for this, but if you had more information or context you needed to understand, you could add in a text file that would contain that information. And then next we've got temperature. So temperature is essentially like a creativity slider for the AI. So the lower the number, the more narrow its responses are based on what it's been told to do. But then it's got less flexibility to deal with a conversation. So the higher it is, obviously, the more crazy it is and the less focused it is. So we're happy to keep it at 0.7 for this use case. That's not a problem. So max tokens, this is essentially the word count limit that we allow the agent to have when it's having a conversation. So we'll keep it at 250. That's fine. So what we can do is we can add a first message. And what this essentially is, it's when it picks up the phone on an inbound call, it's how it answers. So, hello, this is Emily from Atkins Realty. How may I help you? Perfect. And now this section's done. So what we can do is go to transcriber. Now we'll just leave this as is. We don't have to touch anything here. Next is voice. Now for voice, one I recommend is actually 11 Labs and it's Sarah. So if you can't find the drop down menu, you can add voice manually. and type Sarah, and that will work perfectly. Once again, you can play around with all the different providers, all the different voices. They've got different accents, different languages, so it's quite a vast database. So you find what works for you. But I like Sarah. As you come down here, we've got a section for background noise. Now, this actually will put like a fake office sound in the background. It sounds okay. Once again, this is a preference thing. I like to actually turn it off. As you would have heard in the example, I didn't have this on. And then next we've got functions. Now, functions, what these essentially are is additional tools that you can add onto the agent to make it do more complex tasks. This could be for things like appointment setting and so forth, but we're not going to be doing that in this example. So we just skip straight past that. So from functions, we're actually going to skip advanced and go into analysis. So within analysis, this is essentially how it handles the end of call and the reporting it does off the back of it. So in this, we actually have a prompt for the summary generation. Now, what this does is it allows us to take it from just a paragraph summary to a more detailed summary where we can highlight some of the critical or main information that we want. And once again, if you're using this for a use case outside of real estate, you can change some of the examples within here. So you might change where it's got the realty, name your business. You can also change the examples so they're relevant to your business. So this can work for any business. And then from there, we actually want to go back to advanced now. Now, within the advanced, we can set up the audio recording options, the compliancy options. But what we actually want to do is we want to scroll all the way down to this server URL. And this is where we can actually, with just a copy paste from our automation platform, get Vappy to then send the end call report through to our Airtable. The one last thing we can do in Vappy is actually connect the number to our voice agent. So we go into phone numbers on the left here, you can see buy a number or import. Now, if you're in Canada or the USA, you can actually just buy a number through Vappy. But if you're external to that, like I am, I've had to import a number through Twilio. So I'm going to quickly import my number and then I'll jump back in here. And once you've imported your number, you're going to come into a screen like this. And all we need to do here is go to Assistant, select your assistant here, and then that's all connected. Now your number is attached to your assistant. So next we'll move on to Airtable and get that set up before we do all the automations in Make. So next you'll need an Airtable account, and you'll actually only need the free account to get this going. So what we'll do is once we're on this screen, we're going to click all workspaces. Now we want to create a workspace, start from scratch. Now from here, we're able to name it as we want. So we'll call it all logs and we'll make it blue. It's a nice color. So from here, what we want to do is we want to set up our columns. So we've got the first one, we can make that number, and we want to change that to a phone number. We'll go save. So next field, we want to set up and we want to call this transcript, and we'll get that to be a long text. Next, we're going to set up call summary. And we're actually going to make that a long text as well. The next, we're going to do call time. And what we want to do with this is we actually want to come down here to date. And then we want to click include time. We want to go save. We want to add another one. And we want to click call audio URL. And we want this to be a single line. That should do it there. Perfect. So next we'll jump over to Make and we'll get all this connected up. So once you create an account with Make, and once again, same as Airtable, you actually only need a free account for this as well. And this will get you about 300, 350 calls processed a month before you have to upgrade. So we go from here, create new scenario in the top right. And we'll be brought here. And once again, this is a fresh account to show you guys the process. So we'll actually be able to search apps, Vappy, and then watch end call report. So essentially, these guys have partnerships with a lot of the different platforms. So it makes it easy to connect everything. So we want to create a webhook. And we'll call it, just leave it through there. That's no stress. So here we get this address. Now, if you remember back in Vappy, we had the server URL. This is actually, we're going to paste this to. So we're going to go copy address. And then we're going to switch over. So now we're back here. We're just going to click the server URL. We're going to copy paste that in there. And we're going to click publish. And once that's published, we're going to jump back over to Make and connect up our Airtable now. So next thing we're going to do is press this plus sign, and we're going to type in Airtable. I'm going to click there and go create a record. So we're going to create a connection. We want to go to token. Now, once we're here, we'll just jump back over to Airtable real quick. What we want to do is we want to go to the top right, and then we want to come down to Builders Hub. Now from here, we'll be on this managed app screen. So we want to actually click personal access tokens. And from here, we want to go create new token. And in the scopes, just add all the scopes. Now all the scopes have been added. We can just give it a name, Vappy, and then we give it access to one of our bases. So we're giving it access to our core log base. And then we want to create a token. And we have our token come up here. And what we want to do is we want to copy, and then we'll head back to Make. And now we're back here. What we'll do is we'll add our personal access token just down here. We'll click Save. And as you can see here, connected, we'll click Core Logs. And now it should give us our database here. Click Table. Perfect. So what we need to do next is we're going to jump out of that. We're going to go down here to the bottom left and click Run Once. And what we can actually do is we can actually call our agent now, which I can do on my phone. You guys should be able to hear.
Hello, this is Emily from Atkins Realty. How may I help you?
G'day, Emily. Just want to hang up on you. So what we've done now is we've allowed ourselves to receive an Encore report. Now, the first one will actually just be an update that the call is in progress. So there's no information for us to gain from this. So we just want to run once again, use existing data. So this one will be a call end report, a customer ended call. And then the third package we receive will be where all our information is that we want. And this is the end of call report. And as you can see here, here's our summary that's been formatted. There's our transcripts. And what we want to do now that we've got all that information there is we want to map it into these sections. So we've got number, and we'll go down, number, transcript. We want to click this transcript button there, transcript, call summary. Next, we want to look for the call summary up here. We'll click call summary, call time, call started at, right there, call audio URL, and we've got the recording URL there. Awesome. So now that's all mapped out. We want to press OK. And then here, we actually are going to put up a filter. Now, what this filter will do is it will block those first two packages from being processed. So we can go, condition is the type of bundle we're receiving. And we can go equals to end dash of call report. We press OK. So now what we can do is we click immediately run as data arrives. And we'll call the agent one more time.
Hello, this is Emily from Atkins Realty. How may I help you?
G'day, Emily. I'm just looking to sell my home. It's a 4-bedroom home, 2-story at 13 Sunflower Drive.
Good day. I'd be happy to assist you with selling your home. Could I please have your name and contact information to get started?
Not a problem. My name's Alex, and my number is 0411 212 519.
Thank you, Alex.
So I just ended that. So it should have enough information to now create our record in Airtable. So let's jump across and see if it's come through. All right, so as we can see, it's come through fine. We've got the number saved here, the transcript, which is all laid out, the call summary, and this is all formatted, the call time, as well as the call audio URL where you can actually listen back to it. We can play that here.
Hello, this is Emily from Atkins Realty. How may I help you?
Now, Airtable have an app, so you can check it out anywhere on the go. And the next step for this is setting up your call forwarding on your phone. So whether you've got an Android or an iPhone, you can set it up so all missed calls will be redirected to the AI agent to handle. And look, guys, if you found this helpful, we just dropped a video on a content generator and auto poster for businesses. It's linked in the description below as well. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss future videos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.